Hey friends, welcome back to Pasture Pioneers. In this video, we're walking you through the pros and cons of movable fencing versus permanent fencing. We're going to be sharing with you what our plans are for the future, what we're working on, and also just kind of show you what it looks like to move the fence for our sheep.
Okay, we're gonna go get these pigs fed, and then we're gonna take a look at our fencing, move some sheep fencing, and talk about some of the things we've been running into and some of the things we're changing. Okay, come on, piggy piggies. So today I want to talk about our fencing, some of the pros and cons, and some of the things that we've decided to change. So we use netting and we have for about 3 years now or so. It's really good for a temporary solution. And I mean, we've used it for 3 years and it worked. The only problem is that it's a temporary solution and the posts come loose, so you have to go through periodically and pick the posts up and put them down in different locations so that the fence doesn't just become too loose. So what I finally decided to do is to put in a permanent perimeter fence, and I'm going to do like a 5-strand high tensile wire fence, maybe 6, I haven't decided for sure yet. But I started here. I've got the corner post set, and then I'm using the timeless posts in between wherever I don't need a strong corner. I think this is going to work as a really good option for us. That'll give us a nice strong perimeter fence, and then I can tie into that wherever we want to divide off for our daily or 2-day moves. And I haven't decided for sure yet if I might use the netting on the interior just for convenience sake, but I think it's going to make moving the sheep and the animals a whole lot quicker, and it's going to be a lot more efficient. So one of the problems I've had is I just haven't put the time and effort into it to figure out a really efficient way of the poly wire for our sheep. With having the perimeter fence in, I think it's going to make it a lot easier to be able to set up some more semi-permanent paddocks on the inside, and so it'll be a lot less work daily to move them from each section. Okay, I need to... how was this set up? I think I'm just going to run this through the same way I had it. Not sure how this thing's going to work. So I just noticed about it being so cheaply made, I don't have anywhere to tie off or I can't lock this spool. This is what you get for cheap. Come on, sheep! 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 Come on, sheep! Come on, sheep. This is something else I need to improve on too. It's lasted a few years, but it needs an overhaul. Little birdie's getting a drink. Really, I should clean that. When the sheep shed, it works really good to clean their wool. It was leaking right here when I found it the other day. It was just dripping down slowly. So it might seem like a lot of work to move our sheep like every 2 days, and it is, and that's part of the reason why I'm wanting to put in some more permanent fencing and make it a lot easier. Because my ideas with it are kind of to have a permanent perimeter fence, but then have a semi-permanent interior, but to where I can set it up, you know, for 2 or 3 moves ahead of time, so I don't have to every 2 days come out and move them. But if I set it up beforehand, then I can just kind of move them every 2 days, and it makes it a lot easier on the daily chores. And it's more like a weekly thing of setting up paddocks. So like I mentioned before, the netting it's great for a temporary solution, and it's worked for us, but it does require some maintenance. You got to stay on top of the posts, make sure they don't get too loose, and the changing seasons and a lot of moisture in the ground, it makes the posts come loose, and you have wind coming against it, it makes it wiggle loose. So my hope with it is that I can set up this permanent fence and shorten down the daily chores a lot. So some might say, why even bother rotational grazing? And it is more work than just putting them into our pasture and just letting them run. But truthfully, we've seen the benefits, and we couldn't have our sheep on this limited acreage that we have if we just ran them in a straight pasture. Like, we wouldn't see, our land wouldn't improve as many, we wouldn't be able to hold as many on our land here. And you can see just where they've gone through here, you know, they were in this area, and this one, they were over about a four-day period in here, but that was because I moved them into the garden for 2 days. And so they had that whole space too. But by using permanent fencing around the perimeter, we also use our sheep in our yard. You know, we utilize that, and by having a permanent fence where I'm going to stage it, I would still be able to use the netting into our yard where I don't want a permanent fence all the time. But you know, I can set up that netting really quickly and run them in an area and leave them there for a few days. So if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below, and we'll keep you updated on our permanent fencing that we're putting in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.